Imagine being locked in a cage for weeks on end, seeing the little cute puppies get adopted, and you don't even get time out in the yard. You just get taken out in the yard to go to the bathroom and go back in a cage all day and just that's your life. Today I wanted to talk about the helpfulness of walking shelter dogs. You can volunteer at your local ASPCA's or your animal shelters because they are overran by animals versus the people. So when people volunteer, you could go take one out for a day and they give you a leash and then y- people know that those dogs are looking for homes. And it gets the word out of how serious the issue is of these animals needing homes and you're making a little dog's day. Many of us have dogs, many of us love dogs. I have two that I've had. One is 10 and one is going to be 13 this year. She's my old lady. And I would adopt them 100 times over, and even leaving them in a kennel for their own safety so I can go to work kills me. So to go to the shelter and have to alternate a dog or pick a dog and then you're walking past all the other dogs just pouting, it's very sad. I'm a passionate animal advocate and I've always lived by that. I'll always help an animal. I've rehabilitated an owl, a barn owl. I've rehabilitated fish, I've rehabilitated dogs, and I've rehabilitated kittens and cats. Today I will discuss the physical and mental benefits that walking shelter dogs provides for them. According to the American Society for Prevention of Cruelty of Animals, the ASPCA, like I was speaking about earlier, dog shelters experience high levels of stress leading to depression and behavioral issues, which also leads to those dogs not being adopted because they look like a flight risk. If you went to the zoo, if you went to the zoo, if you went to the ASPCA to find your family a pet and you see this dog that is just how do you feel like when you're trapped at work for longer than 8 hours? You feel trapped and you start lashing out, you start getting upset, you start not acting like yourself, and it's not really putting your best foot forward of how you should be viewed. Lack of exercise can lead to weight gain, which who wants an unhealthy dog? It's just a domino effect. Regular walks improve dogs' health behavior, increasing their chances at adoption. Now we can understand the walking benefits of dogs. Let's explore how it could improve their own well-being as well as yours because I leave that animal shelter sometimes and I'm just so freaking happy. Like it just makes you feel so good. It's up there with like helping a child. Like when you know you made a little dog or a big dog or a dog that came from a really crappy situation or something like that and you made their day by just taking them for a walk and them getting individualized love. That that makes my day. I don't know. Maybe I'm easy to please, but studies show that interacting with animals lowers your own blood pressure and reduces symptoms of anxiety and depression. So it goes both ways. So maybe you're not in a position to where you can go adopt a dog. You live in an apartment. The fees are so much to have an animal in an apartment. I feel like the fees should be higher to have children in apartments, honestly, because my children have destroyed more things than my animals ever have. But volunteering the walk can get it out of both of y'all's system. You're showing everybody this dog, and he could be or she could be adopted, and you're going home happy, and you got having an animal out of your system because sometimes you need that. Just like sometimes you think you want another kid, and then you babysit a sibling's kid, and you're like, I'm good. It's giving you like an in your face opinion on if you really want a pet. And I feel like more people should be offered that because dogs get adopted and brought back all the time because people bite off more than they can chew because it is a lot. My dogs are worse than my children. Walking shelter dogs increases adoption rates and helps reduce overcrowding. Dogs that are regularly walked and socialized are more likely to be adopted. Of course. If you're walking up to the kennels with your children and the dog that is very softly smelling your child and loving on your child versus a dog that just hasn't had love in so freaking long and they just knock your kid over because they're just so excited about the attention. It's not a real good way to judge an animal because that dog could be the best dog for your family, but they don't get exercised enough. They have a bunch of pent up anxiety and energy. Walking reduces overcrowding in shelters, allowing more animals to be saved. Faster adoption in shelters means more strays and less euthanizations because they're flipping the kennels faster than they can fill them. It's when these dogs sit in these high kill shelters for weeks, they have to put time periods, and then dogs that didn't ask to be born are losing their life because of humans. So it's the least we can do to give back is go walk one, show one off, and get the word out there, get them out there. Now we've covered the benefits of walking shelter dogs, let's review what we've learned. Walking shelter dog improves your health as well as the animal's health because, yes, they do have mental health. I swear to you, I have cameras all over my house, and when I leave, my dog goes to her bed and she stares at my bed until she hears my car pull back into the driveway. She is literally a depressed mess because I went to work. They feel real feelings. They're beings. They don't communicate on our tangent, but they're human beings that have real feelings, and they deserve love. They deserve compassion, and they deserve attention. This leash I bought for myself. And this is my visual. This I got a Yorkie 2 weeks ago adopted with this leash. I got a few pit bulls. It's very strong, so it kind of deceives because when you're not being pulled around, it makes the dog seem a little more trainable. But this leash has changed so many lives, including my own. Every step you take with a shelter dog is a step towards saving a life. Just an hour of your time each week can bring joy to an animal that hasn't had quality of life. I don't think people understand how disgusting human beings are to animals. Thank you for listening.